Okay, grade 8s, we're now on area and perimeter of 3D shapes. It gets quite a bit more interesting here. We're going to start dealing with cubes. Let's get straight into it. A cube has equal length sides at right angles, right? What does that mean? You've probably seen this before. That is a cube. Equal lengths, sides, so the sides all have equal lengths, and they're all at right angles or perpendicular to each other. So it has a height, it has a length, and it has a depth, right? But for a cube, the length, L, is always equal to the height, H, which is always equal to the depth, D. These are always the same. Length equals height equals depth. So we're going to call these the lengths of the sides, right? So we're simply going to say it's a side, 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 because all these three sides are the same. So we can call it the same variable. Right? So what is the surface area of a cube? We have our cube. It has a side, and it has another side. Remember, we have the three sides. What is surface area? Surface area is the total area of all the outsides of the shape. Pretty badly written, but it's the surface area of all the outward sides. That's better written, outward sides of a shape. That makes a bit of sense, hey? What is the area of a square? We've learned the area of a square. The area of a square is s squared. So if we were to just look at this area here, that is s squared. You know that. You've done that in the 2D shapes. How many sides are there on a cube? There's 6 sides. There's 6 sides on a dice, and a dice is a cube. So the surface area of a cube is simply 6 s squared. It's 6 multiplied by the s squared. What about the volume of a cube? We have our cube. Let's call it 3 by 3 by 3. We're just going to use 3 as an example and show that it works for any number. So we have 3 blocks, right? Each block is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 with a height of 1. This is our unit cube. It has a height of 1, a length of 1, and a depth of 1. So what is the volume of a unit cube? The volume is 1. It's 1 times 1 times 1. That's 1. And that's 1 unit cubed. And that is the volume of a cube. We're going to show you that now. How many cubes are there here? There's 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that was 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 cubes there. What if we added another layer? That's another 9. Another 9 on top. All of these are 1 unit cubes, 9 over there and 9 at the top. So we have a total of 27 volumetric unit cubes. So the volume of this cube here is 27 units cubed. 27 is the same as 3 to the power of 3. You know your powers times table, as it were. So you know that 3 to the power of 3 is 27, because remember that is 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and that is equal to 27. So we have the volume of the cube is s cubed units cubed. Remember, you've got to say the units cubed. Let's have a look at some examples. A cube has a side of 4 meters. Draw and label the cube. Okay, all we need to know is that it's a cube. They all are equal. So we draw our cube. We put these fancy edges here so you can see that it is 3D. Right? And it has 4 meters there, 4 meters there, and 4 meters depth. And that makes it a cube. Cool. Calculate the surface area of the cube. What did we say surface area of a cube was? So we're going to write s cube. That is equal to the side, the 6 times the side, 6 times the side squared. So that is equal to 6. Multiplied the side is 4 squared. Okay, we've got to do this power first. Remember your BOD maths. 6. What is 4 squared? 16. So each of these has 16 units, or we have meters squared. This one here is 16 meters squared. The one at the top is 16 meters squared. And so are the other 3 that we can't see at the back here. So what is 6 times 16? Do your long multiplication if you need to, but it's essentially 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 6 is 36. Add the two together and we get 96. Is that our answer? Meters squared. Surface area is, when we're talking about surface area, we mean squared. To the units, so it's units that we have there, squared. Okay, calculate the volume of the cube. You simply know that the volume of a cube, we're going to write volume underscore cubed, is simply, it's a very easy one, s to the power of 3. And we know that the sides are 4 to the power of 3. What is 4 squared? We know that 4 squared is 16. What is 4 cubed? Remember that is 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. So what is 16 multiplied by 4? We know that that is equal to 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 times 6 is 24. That is 64 meters cubed. And that is our answer. You must have the meters cubed. Let's do one more example. We have a cube of side 1.2 meters. Draw and label the cube. Okay, this is the same kind of question. We draw a cube, we draw our sides. Try this before if you are battling with this. We have 1.2 meter depth, drawn it there, 1.2 meter height, and a 1.2 meter length. Oops, 1.2 meter length. Okay, so we've drawn our cube. Calculate the surface area of the cube. We know that surface area of cube is simply equal to the 6 multiplied by s squared. And that is 6 multiplied by 1.2 squared. What is 1.2 squared? What is 12 times 12? 12 times 12 is 144, you know that. But we've got to go 2 decimals back, so we know that's 1.44. What is 6 multiplied by 1.44? Don't be afraid to use your long multiplication. 1.44 multiplied by 6. What is 6 multiplied by 4? We know that 6 times 4 is 24. Add our 2. 6 times 4 is again 24. Plus 2 is 6. 26. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. We got 2 decimal places. We got there. Make sure you practice your long division if you don't know how to do that. We've got videos on that. That's 8.64 meters squared. And that is what we got here. So that is simply the volume of the cube is S, or volume cube, I should have wrote volume cube is equal to S to the power of 3. And that is 1.2 to the power of 3. Okay, how are we going to do this? What is 12 times 12? We know that that is 144. What is 144 times 12? Now we know that this is actually 1.44 times by 1.2. So we got 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 again is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. Add our magic 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. We've got our positive. Running out of space here, but that is 8. 8 times 4 is 2 plus another 1. That is 6 plus 7 and 1. So there our decimal is 3 decimals here. It's 1.728. So that is equal to 1.728. And is that our answer? No, it must be meters cubed. Don't forget that. And that is our answer right there. Well done, grade 8s. We're going to move on to rectangular prisms.